The Karate Kid is a classic, universal tale of good overcoming evil. Today, we'll be sharing our thoughts with you on why the story is highly relatable and loved by so many. For nearly 4 decades, people have been retelling the saga of The Karate Kid, becoming a household name all over the world. Almost anyone familiar with American pop culture knows the reference, wax on, wax off. To the delight of viewers, the latest addition to the franchise, Cobra Kai has just released its 4th season in December, with a 5th season on the way. We will be discussing some of the things we love about the series and exploring what producers have in store for the next season. Stay tuned to find out when you'll be able to see season 5 of Cobra Kai. Is The Karate Kid a true story? The Karate Kid is a beloved franchise that has captured the attention of young audiences for generations. This story is relatable and inspiring for many. The original 1984 film's screenwriter, Robert Mark Kamen, has admitted that the inspiration came from some of his lived experiences, making it a semi-autobiographical work. He had experienced the feeling of powerlessness shown in the beginning of the movie himself when he was unfairly attacked and beaten by a gang of bullies at age 17. After that incident, he decided to take things into his own hands and study martial arts so that something like this may never happen again. Since the initial movie's release, there have been 2 sequels and several adaptations, including novelizations and video games. Kamen is also known for his work on the Transporter and Taken franchises and the film The Fifth Element, of which he was a co-creator. He has also gained respect as a wine producer and has owned California vineyards since the late 90s. Cobra Kai's reception. The latest installment in the Karate Kid franchise is the series Cobra Kai, which first aired on YouTube Red in 2018. After producing the first 3 seasons, YouTube made the decision to stop producing original scripted programming altogether. Thanks to high viewership numbers, it was then picked up by Netflix in 2020. The 5th season has already been confirmed ahead of the 4th season's Netflix debut and is currently in post-production. Cobra Kai has been well received and met with critical acclaim for its ability to balance serious themes in a fun, corny way. Like most shows targeted at teens and young adults, the show tackles different subjects such as racism, sexism, and classism, while still having lighthearted and sometimes outlandish moments. Let's not forget, however, that the original Karate Kid films tackled those subjects themselves way before it was cool. Daniel LaRusso, the Karate Kid. Amongst the list of executive producers is Ralph Macchio, who starred as the protagonist Daniel LaRusso in the original 1980s Karate Kid films. His incredible performance launched him to stardom and landed other iconic roles in films such as The Outsiders and My Cousin Vinny. Not only is he part of the production team, but he has also reprised his role as a grown-up Daniel in Cobra Kai. He is assured that Cobra Kai stays true to the franchise while also feeling fresh and new, including many references and callbacks to the original films. Macchio, however, clearly isn't the only talented actor in his family. In season 4 of Cobra Kai, Macchio got to have some screen time alongside his daughter, Julia Macchio, a budding starlet in her own right. She's received widespread praise from critics and co-producers alike. Although her time on screen was short-lived, there is room for her character to return in future seasons. Fans are hoping to get to see the father-daughter pair on screen together again in season 5. Can't have a hero without a nemesis. William Zebka, who played the antagonist to Macchio's character in the 1980s Karate Kid films, is also co-producing the new series. He spent much of his time in the 90s and 2000s studying to be a filmmaker, eventually winning an Academy Award in 2004 for his film, Most. The film also won numerous awards at various film festivals. He continued acting during his time, mostly in small independent films. In Cobra Kai, he returns to his role as Johnny Lawrence, who decides to purchase the Cobra Kai dojo that is mentioned in the original films. This reignites the 34-year-old feud between him and Daniel LaRusso, who, although successful, is lacking direction after the loss of Mr. Miyagi, his mentor. Johnny Lawrence tries to flip the script and become the good guy by rescuing a boy named Miguel, who is constantly targeted by bullies. Under his wing, Miguel slowly becomes a monster himself, using what he's learned to become a bully himself. Meanwhile, Johnny's estranged son turns to LaRusso, who finds purpose in training the boy to fight. This only adds fuel to the fire, with his own family getting caught up in the messiness of the dojo. If you're curious about the content content of Season 5, stick around to hear what co-creator Hayden Schlossberg has to say. The Fresh Prince of Karate. The whole series really seems to be a family affair. In 2010, fans of the franchise were excited to see the newest film adaptation of The Karate Kid. The film stars Jackie Chan and Jaden Smith, whose parents, Will and Jada Pinkett Smith, co-produced the film. The film was very successful, making $359 million US worldwide. Will Smith has also returned to co-produce Cobra Kai, this time along his brother-in-law Caleb Pinkett, who also worked on After Earth and Men in Black 3 with The Fresh Prince. Speaking of The Fresh Prince, Will Smith's iconic 90s sitcom is being revived, this time being released as an hour-long drama series simply called Bel Air. Despite the number of projects he has on his plate, Smith took advantage of the opportunity to be a part of the reimagined, much darker series. Stingray's return. Viewers of the show were disappointed to learn that one of the fan favorites, Stingray, would not be returning for the third season. Despite widespread disappointment, Paul Hauser, who plays Stingray, was absent for a good reason. He had landed an important role in Disney's Cruella, playing her friend's sidekick, Horace, who has previously received praise for his roles in I, Tonya and Richard Jewell. But he could simply not pass up the chance to play a supporting role in a Disney film. Cruella was met with mixed reviews, but most could agree that he played a delightful Horace. One of the biggest challenges of making the film was having to learn how to speak with a believable British accent. He received extensive coaching, and despite being unable to film the third season, producers kept in contact with Hauser and assured him that the role would be there for him if he decided to return. We knew that we wanted him to be on the show in not only a way where he's going to be comedic, but in a way where he could use some of his dramatic chops as well. And we wanted him to be impactful and relevant in the story, instead of just a throwaway. Producer Hayden Schlossberg explains, "Fans just can't wait. Cobra Kai, the Karate Kid saga continues. Despite its astronomical success, the Karate Kid franchise has surprisingly not seen any video games since the NES edition that was released in 1987. The game was the debut project for LJN, a video game publisher that went on to make some of the worst commercially available games before its inevitable death in the mid-90s. It's known for being notoriously difficult and frustrating. The Karate Kid game was loosely based on the second film, and there has been ample time to develop a Karate Kid game that is actually fun and playable. Finally, our wishes came true in 2000 when Cobra Kai the Karate Kid Saga Continues was developed by Flux Games and released on Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. It's a side-scroller that focuses on fighting mechanics and bright, eye-catching graphics. Main characters, such as Daniel LaRusso and Johnny Lawrence, are voiced by the original actors. Unfortunately, the game received mixed or average reviews, sitting at around 60% approval rating. The game is alright, it stays true to the series, and can even be described as fun, but it's lacking any original or groundbreaking content. Many have criticized the game as being behind the times, saying it would have easily been released years ago. When do we get to see Season 5? In December 2021, co-writer John Hurwitz spilled the beans and confirmed that filming for Season 5 of Cobra Kai has already wrapped up. We will be seeing Zabka and Machio return, of course, and hopefully alongside his daughter Julia as well. Stingray, as previously mentioned, will be given a more important role and is guaranteed to have more screen time this season. Other fan favorites, such as Hawk and Tori Nichols, will continue to be at the center of all the action. Judging by previous timelines, taking into consideration certain limitations in the industry at this time, most predict that Cobra Kai Season 5 will be available to stream on Netflix late 2022. With Season 5 well on its way, thanks for watching.